All right, welcome back, 8th graders. So now we're going to talk about how do we multiply and divide mixed numbers. All right, so when we're multiplying and dividing mixed numbers, this is part of the reason why adding and subtracting, I go ahead and make them improper, because when multiplying and dividing, you have to make them improper. You have to make these improper fractions so that you can multiply them. So I'm going to go ahead and write that. Must make improper. Proper. All right, so from here, we're going to take 2 times 7. That's 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. So we're going to end up with 15 halves for our first fraction. Then we're going to do 3 times 2, that's 6, and 6 plus 2 is 8. So 15 halves times 8 thirds. That is what we're working with. That step is important. And then from here, we just multiply fractions how we know to multiply fractions, which is straight across. So we're going to take 15 times 8, so 8 times 5 is 40. And 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4 is 12. So we got 120 going on there. So 120 over 2 times 3 is 6. From here we simplify, right? 6 divides into 120 20 times. I know that because 6 goes into 12 twice, and then we have the 0 at the end. So 20 is our answer. Again, though, when we're multiplying, we have to make them improper. So the same thing when we are dividing. And just remember, quotient means to divide. I think some of us saw that on our pretest and went, but quotient is our answer for dividing. Again, we must make improper. So we're going to do 5 times 6, that's 30, plus 2. So now we got 32 fifths. And then we're going to do 5 times 2, which is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. So right now we have 32 fifths divided by 11 fifths. Now, if you remember in a couple videos back when we talked about dividing fractions, we have to do that keep, change, flip. And so we're going to keep the 32 fifths. I'm going to change from division to multiplication, and I'm going to flip multiply by my reciprocal. The reciprocal of 11 fifths is 5 elevenths. And then I'm going to take 32 times 5. So 5 times 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 1 is 16. So we get 160. And 5 times 11 is 55. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and simplify. So 5 goes into both of those, so I'm going to divide numerator and denominator by 5. And I'm going to end up with 30 over 11. And the reason I know it's 30, I'm doing it in my head, but for those of you who are like, wait a minute, where'd the 30 come from? 5 goes into 16 3 times. 5 times 3 is 15, right? And then I'm left with 1. And actually, you're going to say, Mrs. Cartwright, you made a mistake. I did, and here I am checking it, because 5 goes into 10 twice. And so I did make a mistake, and it's a good thing I went back and checked it. So see, sometimes our mental math is wrong. It should be 32 elevenths. Silly Mrs. Cartwright. And so after we do our simplifying by 5, we end up with 32 elevenths. On your test, because it's paper pencil, you can leave it there. But if on Math Excel it wants it again as a mixed number, which it probably will since you're starting with mixed numbers, we're going to do 32 divided by 11. So 11 goes into 32 twice, which would be our 22, and we're left with 10 remaining. So we are going to have 2 and 10 elevenths as our answer. So both of those are correct. I will take either of those on your test for this whole unit. Just make sure that you are reading the little blue underneath your answer boxes in Math Excel, because it does explain in there how it wants your answer to be typed in. So make sure that you are providing those answers. And that is it for our review chapter. So after this, we're just going to prep for our test. Congratulations, 8th graders. Until I see you in class. Peace out.